put the trade room back up again and all this good stuff. It's like musical, everything. Let me just find our trade room back again here. All right. There we go. Sorry, guys. Can you Dang it. Let me do this now. Here we go. There we go. Voila. There you go. See, guys, I suck at technology. All of that. Ay, ay, ay. Gotta love it. I'm terrible with technology. All right, so there you go. We got it. Yes, excellent. All right, so now maybe I just got to do that process all over. There we go. So trend lines, SPY. Here we go. Market at all times. Rejecting at kind of at angular resistance. That 310 area, very, very important. Again, just to show you guys on our website, just like I showed you, Trend Spider right up over here, bullishbears.com. Under tools again. So tools, Trend Spider. Right here, this is the tool we absolutely love. You can try them out right here, read all about them all the way down below, right? All that good stuff. So the whole point, the reason why I'm showing you guys this, market at all-time highs. Stocks are running, but just be aware when markets are at all-time highs, many times because it becomes overextended, they want to pull back. So see if you can hold that 309.65 area. If not, then you could have a head, left shoulder, possible right shoulder, head and shoulders back down to the moving average lines. So you want to see kind of like right here, if kind of moving average lines can hold right here, you know, at the 9 EMA, and it starts, you know, then we'll see if there's continuation, right? But these are ideally the setups you like to find. You like to find these, you know, ride that 9 strategy where stock kind of goes up, moves back to the moving average lines, get in above a breakout, watch for it to pull back to moving average lines. You know, I'd like to see a little bit cleaner, not necessarily a red hammer, but like kind of like smaller hammers like this, nearer to moving average lines. But you can see the market's been humming, so it's not really pulling back as much. You had one pullback kind of right here. So that's kind of what you're looking for, right? You're looking kind of for those bull flags, breakout, take your profits, look for reentries now near support, right? Support resistance patterns, buy low, sell high. Buy near support levels, sell outside of resistance. Buy near support levels, sell near resistance, right? And then as you guys can see, the market gets crazy and funky, and it does this weird kind of crap right here, trade sideways and up in no man's land. That happens, right? So hold on one second here. Give me 1 second, guys. I have so many screens in my face here. All right, there we go. Perfect. I was making sure YouTube people, I couldn't see their comments because I have all these screens in my face. There we go. All right. What's it called when internet? Okay, cool. All right, so that's as far as the market's going, right? So let's go, and you'll see this morning, you know, I was posting, what was I posting? Several of them. Let's take a look from our watch list. I had, I think it was BABA. Did I have BABA and CVX? So BABA, you'll see with BABA, I had, let me just remove these lines. BABA, I had right up here. So we'll do, BABA was at or above 186.71. And so these are alerts that we post each night to our trade room members. For those that are members or newly signing up, if you guys come up right up here, you log into your account right under our alert setups. This is where we post our day trade alert setups and our swing trade ones. And then we have the real-time alerts up here for our options. So you'll see, what do I have? At above 186.71, inverse head and shoulders on the 5-minute and the 1 hour. Watch if price breaks. Price continues with resistance between 188 to 190-ish. So if we go back to BABA, and you pull up. So I said 188 to 190-ish right in here, right? So in that level, kind of right, 188's right there, and then 190 up there, right? So if you watched yesterday's watch list video, there wasn't a lot much going on. You'll see I was trying to find a couple decent setups. This one today, you can see it's slowly creeping up here, right above the 187 level. You had this kind of bigger hammer-ish bounce kind of off the 9 EMA. It's a bit overextended, but you'll see kind of going up on that 5 minute. I was saying left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulders, right? Watch and see if it broke out. Broke out a little bit out of this cup and handle-ish. Now it's failing. Now at this point, you want to see if the 9 and the 20 will cross, push price up. Maybe it's possibly doing a cup and handle-ish or an inverse head and shoulders. So see if it can get above that, kind of that 187-ish level, and then high a day, 187.66 level resistance. So you want to see if this is going to continue upwards. Or if not, then you could have a head, kind of left shoulder, possible head and shoulders. But kind of just, again, just showing you guys connect the peaks and valleys and just kind of see. Nothing's exactly foolproof. You can see it's kind of moving up. You know, got to watch and see what it's going to do. You can see the buyers came back in. Now I can connect the base right over here. So we'll see if it continues up, see if it can break above high a day. If it can, then look out for 188, 190 resistance area. So that was BABA. CVX. This one we had. Watch if price can hold moving average lines on the daily and break out above 122 with resistance around 124. So let me go to the daily chart. So I was saying right here, see if price, if you watch the watch list video, I was saying if we can hold the MAs right here on the daily, see if it can break out above, what I say above 122 with resistance at 124. See what happens, guys? Right at 122 it rejects, right? Resistance. That's why we say don't just trade something just because it's on the watch list. You got to watch it. Then you got to watch if the intraday setup is good. So at this point, my mouse all over the place. So it went up, rejected, comes back down. Now you got to watch and see, is it going to, that's the 5 SMA. Is it going to trade sideways and then eventually break out, or is it going to fail, come back down? It's caught right between the moving average lines. So that's for those two. Cisco and Nvidia were on the watch list. I had Cisco on, I think, a couple days ago. We were looking. So this is where, again, we tell you sometimes it doesn't break out, and then you got to watch for the pullback, and then maybe it goes and takes off. So we had Cisco on the watch list the other day at or above this green candle right here, that kind of the bigger hammer. We were seeing if it was kind of a cup and handle at its peak about ready to break out. Well, it didn't break out, and what did it do? It fell the past couple days. Now, it might be doing a potential, gotta say potentially, a potential morning star-ish pattern, see if it holds, and then it might be doing a possible, just kind of give you kind of a, dang it, my drawing tools. So you can see price is still kind of riding up. You can see a possible cup and handle, right? Maybe it's forming a flat top in here. Got to watch and see. Just because something looks like something doesn't mean it's going to happen. But you want to see it ideally get above that $49 level, like right at the top of that red wick off that candle right here. If not, and it fails, then you could have a head, left shoulder, right shoulder, head and shoulders, right? So this is, just things to look at. So these are kind of, so today, what did it do? It kind of creeped up, broke pre-market high. See this wick right here? It's getting nasty along this wick line right up over in here. So you can see it broke out a little bit and then dumped back down. And then you have this kind of triple top pattern. Now it's failing. So this one's kind of failing at the moment, but got to watch and see. Again, connect the bases right over in here. So then you can see, okay, are the buyers going to keep holding it? Will the moving average lines cross? Will price get above? And then see if it can clear these areas up in here. So that is for Cisco. Nvidia. That was another one we had on the watch list the other day. Lots of lines. So Nvidia, let's see, right here. So Nvidia, we've had this one on for a couple times. We called this one out last week when it was right breakout, I believe, of this candle right here. And then you see it broke out, had a few days, and then we put it on, I think, a couple days ago, right around here, because we're seeing if this hammer is going to hold and break out, which it did. And we said, you know, be aware of 211 all-time highs. So as it broke this candle, you know, if you guys were paying attention to Nvidia, it was a quick move, but, you know, above that kind of hammer candle, that, what is that, 209, you know, up to the 211 area, that's a $2 move in a couple days. So if you guys are paying attention, and just look at this, right, these flags, right? See these flag patterns? Flag goes up, pulls back, support level, stock breaks out, take your profits up here. If you'd like, again, you can hold longer term. It's up to you. I'm a shorter term trader, so I like to trade the breakouts, take my profits, and then watch for pullbacks again, kind of like that, right? So goes up, comes back, breaks out, take profits. Let it come back down, get a hammer as it breaks out. Then you decide, right? So it's at all-time highs. Got to be careful, right? You don't know if it's going to continue, and you see it's right at this time. If it can't break above all-time highs, then you would have a triple top, and that can fail. So it needs to clear that 211.75. So that's where you would, you know, consider taking your profits, watch for a possible pullback, and then look for re-entry, right? So guys, if you're paying attention to this stuff, again, we're teaching this stuff every day in the trade room. But for you free lurkers that are free spying, seeing how we are and stuff, if you just take a look at this I'm showing you on a daily chart. This applies to a 5-minute, a 1-minute, an hourly, a weekly, whatever type of trader you are. You just change the time frame. You know, look for it. If you're a day trader, look for those setups on a 1-minute chart. So look for kind of like over here, right? So you would go like this, you know, just kind of reset the drawings, come over here, and you would just kind of, let's look for the bull flags, you know, kind of like right here, goes up, bull flag back, breaks out, right? Maybe consider taking your profits. See, it's a little bit further away here. That's where you got to decide your risk management, see if you'd like to trade that. But I like to see smaller, you know, kind of smaller candles going back. But it's all a matter of your preference. You know, you can see this is kind of a pennant, right? So a pennant away, smaller candle breaks out. You know, so you'll see with day trading, what people do is they trade the momentum. So they get in at the break of these smaller candles. You have a big flag pull up. A lot of people take their profits up here, let the stock pull back, breaks out, right? So if you're new, you want to be careful buying the top of the flag poles. You buy low near these flag breakouts. But new traders, what they do, here's the hint, they follow gurus and chat pumping services, and they buy at the top of flagpoles. They buy at the top of flagpoles. They buy at the top of flagpoles. This is what happens, guys, right? You're in a chat room, guru gets in, calls out the trade, pump up the stock, they sell out here, new trader gets caught. Guru waits for the re-entry again. As it breaks out right here, new trader buys up here. Then it kind of goes sideways. They panic sell. They don't know what they're doing. And then Guru gets into the break again here. New trader buys out here. So you see, they buy at the tops. This is new traders. They're buying way out here. The Gurus aren't buying way out here. If you connect the dots up top, these peaks and valleys, look, when I'm connecting these peaks, right, this is resistance. When you connect these valleys, support levels, right? New traders are buying out here. They're listening to a guru. They catch the excitement, and the guru basically sells them the shares. You know, maybe not a Nvidia of the contracts, but like penny stocks, right? What I'm showing you here applies to penny stocks. It applies to all stocks. It's just with penny stocks, you get usually one, maybe two bull flags, and then it dumps, you know. So that's Nvidia. Disney, that was the other one I was showing this morning and posting about that on Twitter. And you'll see over here we have, you can see, pre-market high kind of right around that 138.39. And you'll see, so it kind of, where's my drawing tools? Here we go. So it kind of had that, like, again, pre-market, probably a lot of people thought, oh, that's an ascending triangle. And look what it did. Right before open, double top, failure, bam, dropped right back down. Now buyers came back in, and then you can kind of connect the base levels right up in here, right? So that's your angular support. And then it formed this kind of cup pattern or V-bottom pattern. And then here you go, guys, right inside of here. Right? You can start seeing these flag. This is where you got to decide, right? So some people will get in anticipation of the break above moving average lines, you know, and they'll trade this. That's not really my style. This is mine. I like this right here. That's your 5-minute setup. I actually think I called that one out on Twitter right here. This, right? So this is a 1 minute. Yeah, there you go. I was looking at a 5-minute. Let's see how that. Yeah, so that's okay. In 5-minute, you can see it was kind of broaching near high a day, right? So on a 1 minute, again, this goes to show you guys, find the bull flags, right? Whatever your time frame is. If you like the 5-minute intraday, wait for it to pull back on a 5-minute chart. You'll see there was a bull flag right here, breaks out too high a day, rejects, comes back down, kind of a reset. And then it launched. That's what I was saying. Watch for it to break above and see if it can hold the top of the cup, right? And then this is where, if you're new, this is where you have to decide what type of trader you're in, how long you're going to stay in. If you're an intraday trader or scalper, you know, dang these tools. You know, you get in and trade these breakouts, right? Bull flag back, take profits. Watch for re-entry, breaks out, take profits, right? That's just up to you. That's what I do. I trade the bull flag breakouts, take my profits, wait for re-entry, trade, you know, sell at the top of the flagpoles, wait for it to break out or break down, you know, especially if you're day trading options, you know, you might be up on like, you know, let's go back over here. You know, a stock like this breaks out, right? Where'd it go? 137, 130, you know, let's say this moves up 138 to, you know, so that's a 36-cent move, right? You know, let's say you had 10 options contract. Now you're up, let's say 150, 200 bucks, right? So this thing breaks out and you're up, let's say 150, 200 bucks. If you don't take the profits and then you get this red candle, you could easily be down. You could go from up 150 bucks to down negative 30. And then you're like holding through it until it goes and breaks out. If you're trying to scalp, you know, let these things break out, take your profits, look for entry. If you want to be longer, like you're at work, you know, look at this. So here's a perfect example, guys. This is where it gets crazy, nasty stuff. You know, stuff like this happens, you know. So this would scare the hell out of everybody, shake everybody out. And then look, what did it do? It goes and it freaking turns into basically a bull flag-ish, you know. So look at that. Kind of goes up. Profit taking, slams back down, scares the hell out of everybody, moves it back up, turns into a bull flag, and breaks out again. And now it's trading sideways, right? So look at these patterns. You can see here's that bull flag within an overall kind of cup and handle. Doesn't mean it's going to break out. And just to show you guys, right, it goes up. Many times it rejects, comes back up, down. Then it might form another cup pattern. You can see buyers coming back in, angular support. Boom, it takes off. This is where, again, top of a flagpole. You know, a lot of traders consider taking their profits here. And that's on a 1 minute, so let's just go to a 5 minute and see how that would set up on a 5 minute. Not as great, right? So sometimes you don't get as great, but it's all depends what kind of trader you are, right? So if you see here, go back, pre-market high, goes up. You had kind of a flag, but see how it gets like super messy in these flags right here. Sometimes you just got to be very careful of the volatility of all these wicks like this, right? So it's kind of a weird looking flag like that. It's not, I ideally like to see, let's see if I can find a better setup on a 5 minute. I don't love this, but I would like to see something like that green kind of hammer. I'd like to see it nearer to moving average lines. So if it kind of goes up, comes back down, then as it breaks out, I would take my profits, you know. So that's like, again, scalping. I'm showing you guys this on a stock like Disney, but let's now go and take a look at a couple of the small cap runners today, right? So let's take a look at APDN. This is, I mean, there you go. So this is a perfect example of, so at the outset, at this 5 minute, initially I'm drawn right to here. Initially I'm drawn to right here. So my eyes are looking right here. Breaks out, pulls back here. So you can say, oh, wow, that's really great to get in that 5 minute pullback right here, right? Well, hold on. Before you do that, let's take a look at the risk on that candle. 885 down to 813. So just from a 5 minute, standpoint on a red pullback candle, that's not like a hammer. It's not like something smaller like this. You know, it's kind of a bigger candle. So if you're like, hey, I'll get in at the break of this and use this as a stop. Well, hindsight's 2020, right? We're looking at a chart now. We don't know that, you know, that could have had a false breakout that it had in shoulders and failed. You know, you have to determine your risk, because if you bought 885 down to 810, that's 75 cents. If you just bought 1,000 shares of that and that reversed, you could be down $750 off 1,000 shares, right? So just because the setup looks great, again, remember, hindsight's 2020, right? Let's drill down into a 1 minute chart, and here's where you can see it was setting up, and you had that nasty looking high wave candle that messes things up right in here. But you can see now, if you're zooming in on a 1 minute candle, now you can manage your risk a little bit. Where's my, let's zoom in right here. So now this is kind of like what I'm more looking for, but I'd also be a little bit concerned. Again, you see a head, a left shoulder, and a right shoulder. So there is a head and shoulders, you know, so you have to be aware of that. It's not a bull flag here. You know, this is more of a typical, you know, right here is kind of a bull flag-ish. And you'll see on these small cap stocks, you don't necessarily get a lot of really clean shots at it, especially after it's broken out. Once it's broken out, you can see the candles are much bigger out here because everybody's looking at it. It's hitting all the scanners, and all the chat rooms in the world are pumping it, right? So, but what's happening is, you know, you can see here kind of a cup forming as it's looking to break out of angular resistance. You have a small candle, and then boom, it shoots off, right? So you want to look ideally more for these setups where the 9's kind of curling above the 20, smaller candle, and now with a breakout, smaller candles. You don't want to buy these bigger candles way out here. But this is what happens. So just picture for this moment, for a moment. I'll guarantee you this happened all over the world today. Stocks creeping up, chat room guru gets in, they have their screen hidden, and then like pretend I'm the chat room guru. Hey guys, just got in APDN, right? Now I know I'm going to say, right? So what I'm going to tell you guys is please don't mirror trade me. And then I'm going to like wink, wink, right? Don't mirror trade me. Wink, wink. Don't copy my trades. Wink, wink. Knowing that hundreds of my followers are going to follow me into the trade, right? So I I shoot up the trade, and then what happens is, this one actually ran really well. Many times this thing will dump really quick. So if you followed in the trade, maybe you got lucky here, but guess what? There's a lot of people that got here, they probably panic sell. Now this, it's moving up, but now you're getting kind of, this is a bad example, I guess I would say. This is probably the better example right here. So a guru may have been in the trade after the halt, got in. This is where I'm talking about right here. They get caught right here. This is where they get slammed, right? Breakout, guru sells at the top. All the newbies right here freaking out, following the guru all the way back down. Meanwhile, they bought at 11.80, let's say. Now they're selling down here at $11. They took $1,000 minimum losses each, probably. And then the thing goes and takes off because the guru gets back in, maybe at a break again. And now it's the yo-yo effect. Now they're caught over here, all these spinning tops trading sideways, and they're freaking out. But ideally, you get in and slower breaks off these small candles as it's breaking out. And then you got to consider, right? So here's another strategy. You can say, well, when do I exit, right? Well, that's up to you. That's up to you. I mean, we're always proponents of telling people take your profits. A popular strategy, if it's riding or above the moving average lines, you could technically use, Dan teaches this, to close below the 9 EMA. So even on a 1 minute like this, typically, again, remember, hindsight's 20/20, right? So if you got in at the break over here and you wanted to stay in potentially longer, remember, you don't know this is going to go way out here until it happens. And, let's call it like it is. If you have 1,000 shares and you're up $1,000, are you not going to take that profit? Sure, maybe you can get $2,000 or $3,000 profit, but you don't know it's going to go way up here, right? You don't know when the stock breaks out down here. You don't know it's going to go up here until it happens, right? These are warning signs. This spinning top candle, this dark cloud cover candle, this candle, all three of these are just huge, warning. These are hey, newbies, we're going to completely blow up your account candles right here. These are the candles that are saying, hey, newbies, we're going to completely drain you dry, listening to a guru pumping service to you. And meanwhile, the guru pumps up the service. They jack up their brokerage accounts because they have a couple $100,000 brokerage accounts. They buy 10,000 shares. They're up $1,000. They're up $10,000 on the day. Meanwhile, you're down 1,000. And then they put up YouTube thumbnails looking how they're brokerage account heroes. Meanwhile, all they did is had big brokerage accounts, have hundreds of followers following them into the trade. They pump up stocks. They dump them at the top. Their newbies buy the shares. They drop their accounts. And then meanwhile, the guru looks like a hero. Newbie goes broke. And then newbie says, hey, I can't make money in the stock market. Stock market's fault. It just takes all my money. Meanwhile, has nothing to do with the stock market. It just means you weren't willing to take the time to learn trading yourself. You blame the market rather than blame yourself because you didn't study. You're listening to a guru rather than putting in the time and the work and the effort that it takes to succeed in the stock market. That's it. Are you guys listening to me? Is this making sense to you? Please tell me this is helping you guys. I want to grill it into your head. If you quit or you don't like me or you think I'm annoying arrogance for talking this stuff, well, I'd rather you get mad at me and save your brokerage account. There's plenty of other companies that would love to take your money out there and pump stocks to you. It's just not us. Not the way we do it. Jeff, we do combinations, stocks, options. We have several different types of traders in our rooms. Me personally, I'm a smaller scalper. I like to trade just kind of like I was showing you this. If I could, let's say in a 1 minute, I'm kind of again, I like smaller candles back to the moving average lines. But if this stock broke out and I was day trading options, I would probably just, the moment this thing broke out, I'd probably sell at the top, watch for reentry. I'm looking, me personally, I just like the bull flags. But other people like something else, ascending triangles. Ascending triangles, I'm not a huge fan of. They trip me up a lot. I just like a breakout, pull back, breakout, be done with it. I don't like getting trapped in these ascending triangles like this. I'm not a huge fan of the this stuff. You can see a flat top forming here, right? I don't like getting tripped up in this stuff because then I'm like, oh man, then I get caught and then I'm trading that yo-yo. It's not me. I like let the stock break out, pull back, break out, take my profits, look for entry. If not, I call it a day. Love it, Jerry. Glad that's helping you guys. Trade room, yes, making sense. Awesome, Matt. If you guys take anything away from this, if you only, I mean, again, there's a million different plant patterns on the planet. I mean, there's so many of them. We have our courses on our website that'll help you learn all this. But if you take anything away from this, look for bull flags. If you just want to keep it simple, look for bull flags. Just initially looking at this chart, you can see, not a bull flag here, but a head, a left shoulder-ish, right shoulder is this. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. If price can't get above that left shoulder, watch for a possible neckline break line, right? Connect the valleys right here to the valleys here, right? So you could have had it also probably going in the morning, you know. That's where you can use right here. I don't even have to really draw this. Just use that 9 EMA as a guide, right? So if the stock's running or ripping, just use the 9 EMA if it's riding that 9. I mean, right here, guys, this is gold. If you just take this and you just trade, like, you get a good entry, use the 9 EMA or the 13, whatever you like to use, your preference, and use it on whatever chart time frame. If you get a good entry, whether it's 1 minute, 5 minute, hourly, daily, whatever trade you are, weekly, monthly, get in a good break, ride the 9. If you had a good entry down here, you could, if you wanted to, have waited till you got it close here. But remember, hindsight's 20/20, right? So technically on a trade like this, you could have gotten at a break of 887. Now this one, if you got in at, so technically you could have got out, if you had a chance to get out right here, 887 to 1256, you could have done that. But remember, see, it also dropped really far down as well. But remember, along the way, you could have also given out a lot of profits way out here, you know? What software is this? So this right here is Thinkorswim platform. We're just huge fans of Thinkorswim. We try to keep it easy, guys. There's so many different platforms. You'll see lots of companies. They all use different platforms. TD is really helpful. Hold on, guys. I'm trading my new setup. Let me just... I have the rug over my stand-up mat now. But TD, now that they do 0 commissions, they're awesome. You know, so if you're day trading, if you have a good size account, no commissions, that's freaking awesome. 60-cent options contracts. So, you know, so I'm a huge fan. I like day trading options, you know, kind of a hint you guys can do. We teach this in our community. Again, everybody trades differently. So what I might like, somebody else might like something different. But I kind of like taking these large cap stocks and then kind of going into, you know, the ones that have a really tight bid-ask spread. So something like, let's say, SPY. SPY is just a great, you know, when the setups are great. This is like really, let's go here. It's really great. You can almost, here you go. This is it right here, guys. Look at this. Perfect example, right? See how this is just like riding the moving average line, kind of breaking out. This got a little bit crazy, but then you had like a little, like right here. Boom. Right here. You had that, dang it. So you had kind of that flat top forming. If you didn't get in on this one right here, if you got at the break of this flat top right off the 9 EMA on a 1 minute, you know, if you waited to a close below the 9, you would have gotten out right here, right? So, where is this? 309.16 to 309.35. That's about a 19-cent move. But remember, if you're day trading options on this, the volatility, depending on your contracts, all the Greeks and stuff, you don't know. It's not like, oh, I just definitely made 20 cents. You don't know what there's so many factors that go into it, right? But if you got in at, let's say right here, 309.16, let that 1 minute candle break, that's a 20-cent move. If you got kind of a weekly contract, you know, and just traded that one candle out, let it break out, watch for re-entry, you know, maybe get another entry, you know, depending whether you like cups patterns. I like this is my style. I like this. I like these candles. like that green candle there. I like this one here. I mean, those are the two that I like. That's my style. You can see kind of flags. Now, this is an ascending triangle. I may have been willing to risk in on this. This is definitely more that's like my favorite right here. Kind of flag back to the 9 EMA. Then right here, this one was a nice little rip. This one could have, now you can see, because now the day's been going along right here, I connect these valleys right up over in here, right? Connect that valley to this valley. Now 1, 2, 3, bam. So 1, 2, 3, buyers came back in, flag, 1 minute, breakout. That thing launched. That was what is that? 309.60, and then it, 309.80. So it looks more than it is. But 20-cent moves, guys, right? You see, these are like 20-cent moves in between. But if you bought, let's say, if you had like 10 options contracts, got weeklies, look at the bid-ask spread on these. Super tight, a penny off, right? It's almost like trading like a penny stock. You could basically trade it like a stock. And so if I was going weeklies on this, I could just, have a different screen up, let's say. But what I like to do a lot of times, I'll buy, let's say, single, and then I'll change this from a limit to a market order, and I'll have a screen up like this on another screen. So I'd have another chart set up, and literally as the stock's breaking that 1 minute flag, I'll boom, confirm and send on a 1 minute. That's like a hotkey. Guys, this is gold. I'm telling you right here. For you free people watching, this is a lot of gold I'm giving you here right now. You can trade large cap stocks on large caps with a really tight bid-ask spread. I wouldn't recommend putting market order on ones that are super volatile and crazy. I usually do no more than a 10-cent bid-ask spread. Find a stock in a weekly, large cap weekly several days out. Boom, change your number of options contracts, market order, confirm and send. And the moment I confirm and send that thing, I go up to my monitor, I find the order, I right click, pull up the order again, change it to market order. So I literally have my sell order right away, let the thing break out, and then at the top of the flagpole, boom, I cash in, I take it, and then I watch for a pullback. I'm impatient. I don't like holding stocks. I just don't, especially with options. I like to, again, break out, sell, breakout. And I probably would have sold it, honestly, like knowing me, like this is what I would do. I would just, because again, well, options a little bit different. There's all these different factors that go in. But as this thing breaks out, I'm going to probably sell right out in here. So breakout, sell right in here. But if you have, again, 10 options contracts, the stock, if the SPY goes up 20 cents, maybe I'm not up $200, maybe I'm up $175, right? That's a great way to grow a smaller, grow an account. Make those, it's kind of like, the way I see it, it's kind of like trading a small cap stock, like you're trying to scalp 10, 15 cents when day trading, right? So it's kind of the same thing with when I'm trading SPY, scalp 10, 15 cents. Watch for reentry. That's on 1 minute charts. And then those that don't want to do 1 minute charts, go to a 5 minute chart. Look for reversals, so go to a 5 minute chart. And then you can see, this one got a little bit crazy, but you could pretty much, I'd like to give you a better one. So probably it's going to reject at 310, right? So a lot of people would wait. Technically, you'd want to wait for it to kind of go below a candle like this and then short below the 5 minute candle. But, again, depending how quick you are, this is where you want to have the 1 minute setup, right? Price is falling, probably bounce back up, and then shorts or people that are buying puts bought it down because it didn't break this high and then fell. And then you have a head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Again, I'm not a fan of head and shoulders, trading them personally. So I would have looked for ideally something like this, but this is where it gets crazy, right? I'd like to see a red I'd like to see, this would have been more my style if I didn't see this candles there. If I didn't see these here, something like this, if this was on its own up here, and then you had right here. So pretend these candles didn't exist. I would have said, okay, that's a shooting star candle. That 5-minute close. Then I would have taken it down right here. You know, I would have been a little bit careful on this one because you don't know with the market going crazy right now if this thing's going to turn into some pennant or a flag in this rip, right? It's every circumstance is different. But if this was by itself, then I would have been willing to say, okay, if I'm going to day trade a put, you know, as it's falling below, ideally right here, as it's falling below here, take a short, you know, take it down. Ideally, I'd like to see it a little bit more room. See how these are further away, but you'll see this is where you got to be careful because sometimes look like, oh, this is a tweezer top reversal, right? Oh, wow, a tweezer top reversal. This is going to fall back down, but what does it do? It turns into a pennant and it rips, you know? All right, let me see your questions, then I'll probably wrap it up. Can you program... Victor, it all depends where you're doing shares, whether you're doing options. You could always have, like with shares, you could put stop loss, you can put one cancels the other orders, you can put limit orders in to sell automatically. Options, you can put automatically to sell. Again, I'm showing you different chart time frames, you know, so if you're not able to get in and out quickly like a day trader, that's where you'd slow down the screen, you know, slow it down to a 5-minute, right? If you're like, well, I can't, I'm at work, like that doesn't work for me, like that's still too quick. Well then, you know, then go to a daily or an hourly daily chart. And this is where you can see, you know, technically, I'm not saying, again, don't just buy a straight call and hold. There's so many different strategies, right? So many different strategies to trade. But let's say you had, for example, a call, and let's say you had a call option contract, and let's say it expired in a month, right? If you had a call on something, let's say like a SPY, you know, and you got in at the break of this green candle here, I mean, technically, if you rode the 9, like I was showing you guys, you could technically still be in it. Just be aware of expiration, be aware of all the Greeks, all of that stuff. So for those that are that are at work each day, and can't get enough, switch to a daily chart. Use that 9 EMA as a guide. You can see the 9s over the 20, price is riding the 9. Just watch and see what happens, you know, and then when you get a close below the 9, take your profits. However, just remember, if you were trading, again, we don't just advocate just blindly buying a call or a put. You could be up on something and then it pulls back and then be down, even though you're technically up because of the Greeks and time decay and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's why you got to just be very careful with that. Again, we teach all that stuff in our community. We teach day trading options. We teach spreads, iron condor, all that good stuff. I'm just telling you, like, kind of just kind of going in theory right now. If you were to trade this, if you're at work and you need to be in a stock longer, use that as a guide. But stuff like this is where it gets. This is why you'll see our watch list is fantastic when the market's up like this, or when the market is, let's say, going down, right? When it's choosing a direction, up or down. Watch list sucks and everything when it's like this. It sucks trading sideways if you're trying to choose a direction. This is where you would trade strategies like, you know, iron condor, stuff like that. And we teach this stuff in our community. All right, let me see. Yeah, so market order with my style, if I'm doing options, yes, because I'm a quick scalper, right? So, you know, what I personally like is I'll trade, just again, look at the stocks like I have on here today. Let's look at Disney trade weekly 4-cent spread. So I'm looking at the money, you know, so I'd look at the money, there's a 4-cent spread. I'm fine putting a market order in on that. Because remember, I'm trading that bull flag breakout, taking my profit, look for entry. Or I'm waiting for a reversal, 5-minute reversal. Let's take a look at and see if there would be one. By the way, this is a good video. We gotta put this as Angel, if you're listening, we gotta put this as members only content. This is a good video. I'm giving you guys too much gold here. So right here, I would probably right here, I would look at this setup right here. Boom, bearish harami. I'm taking this thing down on a 5-minute setup right here. Tweezer top, kind of bearish harami. I'm taking that down. I'd probably take a 5-minute setup on this and take it down right here. Bearish harami, tweezer top, right back down. Now I can see a head, left shoulder, and then this thing kind of took down, right down. So you can use, that's the thing, right? The thing you got to remember is if I'm buying, let's say, like trading a weekly put on this thing, the price gets nuts as it's falling, right? So like you don't know if this thing's going to bounce. So that, again, remember, hindsight's 20/20 down here. I could stay in these 5-minute candles, but I might be just for the sake of example, I might just say I had 10 options contract. Let's say I'm up $200 right here, and then this thing ripped, bounced back up. I might be up $20, so it might freak me out, right? And then trip me out, and then it falls. So that's why it's that's where you kind of got to choose your strategy. I'm in, I'm out. But if you want to be a 5-minute trader, you can kind of look and see and let this, okay, this is where it's going to probably trip you up when these wicks and stuff down here are going to they start messing you up a little bit. I like clean breakouts, take my profits. How much would I pay for Nvidia? Are you saying for shares? Let me see. Options. R. Hardy, you said options. Is there some other way? Since Thien turned me on to options, I haven't traded shares since. Yeah, AC Trader, we absolutely do options. So, guys, a couple things. We do our right up here. You'll see on our website, bullishbears.com. Link is below our courses section. For those who are members, we have, look at all these courses that you get for free included right here. We have a basic options course, right? Where is it? Basic options course, advanced options course, and then underneath, so those of you that are logged in right now that are in the trade rooms, if you're a yearly member, for those that are yearly members, right underneath member, there'll be a members tab. So if you're logged into your account and you're a yearly member, you'll see under members, you'll see next level content. That's where we have all of our golden nugget stuff of like what strikes to buy, all like the top secret stuff that honestly, guys, you'd pay thousands. First of all, most companies are not going to give you what we teach. And then if you do get them, you're going to spend thousands of dollars on coaching, like thousands of dollars for the stuff that we're giving away in that section. If you're a monthly member and you don't see next level content, that's because we don't give that content for monthly. It's for yearly subscribers. Right here, if you want to save a discount, right here, we have 25% off. If you click this banner up here, you'll save 25% off our yearly. We're $300 for the year. First of all, if we didn't offer a discount, $300, you guys go. If you're new, I'd encourage you, go to Google, type in swing trading, day trading, options courses, put them all together. They're $3,000 plus elsewhere. If you type in real-time options alerts, you're looking at $200 to $300 a month. And that's for just options companies, guys. We do day trading, we do swing trading, we do options, we have our courses, we have our watch lists, we have real-time alerts, and the next level content. $300 for the year. Save 25% off. It's ridiculous what we give away for free. Or for free. We give a lot away for free, but just for our pricing, it's ridiculous. It's a cost of one for a year or for a month or whatever. Whatever you pay for us for a year is what you pay for most places for like a month. And we teach all this stuff. But if you're new and you want to hey, I don't want to take the time to learn, you want to follow some guru, then go blow up your account. Guys, I'm telling you this, God's honest truth, right? When I first got started trading, I wish I could find this video. It was probably the best marketing video I've ever seen on options. It was back during the election, or a few years ago before the election. And it was this video about getting like free options alerts. And it was like the sky is falling. Their marketing was absolutely incredible. And I bought their options alert service. It was $1,500 up front for the year. And then the second year, they said was $3,000. I'm assuming, I mean, I never lasted that long with it. I'm assuming they probably did discounts. But $1,500 up front. And all they did, I'm telling you this God's honest truth, called out 1 or 2 calls a week, right? 1 or 2 strictly calls. That was it. $1,500 up front. Unbelievable. It was unbelievable. So, we're $300 for the entire year. So that's my marketing pitch for you guys. If you guys don't join us after, just for all you people that are free lurkers, if you don't join us, what I gave you today is gold on here. Hopefully you take advantage of it. So that's just one strategy of a way to trade. You'll see again, go to Nvidia. So this is my borderline. I don't go past a 10-cent spread. So this is super volatile. It goes pretty quickly. So I still might throw in a market order on this quickly to get in, get out. You'll see pricing is a little bit more expensive as well on Nvidia. It's a higher price stock. Cisco again, 1 cent, right? CVX, 4 cents. Baba, 6 cents. So if it's moving and I'm trading it as a breakout, I just kind of consider it as I'm trading it almost like a low float stock. So that's kind of like with the volatility of the options contract, you can kind of like picture the movement really quickly as like a low float stock. So that's why for me, if I'm trading them, again, I'm in, I'm out. But just picture, like, guys, like everybody tries to hit a home run. When you're new, you want to try and hit a home run, but guys, go after the small hits, right? If this thing freaking moves, you bought it, Baba, let's say, if you had an account, let's say you were day trading options on this and you were trading a bull flag breakout and you had 1,000 or 10 contracts, that's 1,000 shares, and the thing moves up 20 cents and you're up $150 in a minute and you sell, that's $150. Right? You do that once, twice, 3 times a day. Some days are going to be better than others, right? But $150, $200 a day. Don't try to mirror some guru making $1,000 to $2,000 a day if you're new. Start off small. Shoot for $100. Shoot for $200. Shoot for $50. Right? TD Ameritrade has 60-cent options contracts now. So I mean, that's what, 6? That'd be $6 in, $6 out. That's $12. If you made $100 minus $12, you made $88 on a bull flag breakout. Take your profit, get out, slowly grow your account. This is just another way to trade, weekly options, small contracts, tight bid ask spreads on large cap stocks. I wouldn't do it on something like, let's take what is this? Swing. Let's take a look at some random contract. That's 25, or that's 15. Let me see. I'm trying to find one that's nasty looking that I wouldn't do. Right here. So right here, here's an at the money contract for this one, SRPT. So right here, you're looking at, what is that, 50 cents? That's a 50-cent spread. I wouldn't be doing my strategy with that, right? So, that's where I'm not looking at these spreads. I'm looking at super tight ones where if I go back to most of the ones on my large cap, I'm just going down here. Looking through again, look at AMD. Right here, 1 cent bid ask spread. Facebook. 4 cents. Merck, 3 cents. Home Depot, 8 cents. Getting a little bit borderline. Again, you only trade, you don't just trade them like you're not like, oh, let me just randomly buy Home Depot because it's going up. No, look for the setups. If the setups aren't there, don't do it. You know, kind of something like this. Here's a 5-minute chart. Home Depot right here. Stock breaks out, pulls back to the moving average lines. Kind of a flag on a 5 minutes. A little bit bigger of a 5-minute candle that I'd like, but you'll see that one kind of, let's see what the pattern was. You know, it's kind of, let me see where that was on the daily. Probably a reversal right here. So let's see where that put us on a 5-minute. So yeah, so you can see that was, it was looking for a potential breakout. So it was kind of flagging back, goes and it breaks out. And there's, you know, 3 green candles. And then right here. So this is like, you want to know what your warning is right here. This is saying, get the heck out. Shooting star pattern. Breaks out, major breakout, 3 big green candles, bears coming in, pushing price down. Shooting star, red confirmation candle here. Now you have your morning star pattern. Bam, right down to the moving average lines. Let me see. Grandfather into an earlier rate. We'll start going through the training. Awesome, Victor. What is potential to grow my port? RKD. What is the potential to grow my portfolio with you? That's a very loaded question. Depends on several different factors. How much work you do, how much studying you do, what's your proper risk management, what's your account size, how disciplined of a trader you are, all that good stuff. So we do not invest your money for you. We teach you what I'm teaching you here, guys. This right here, if you're looking for a sexier method to trade, if you're looking for a more get-rich-quick way to trade, if you're looking for us to take your account and make you rich, not going to happen. Go find somebody else. There's some other company that would love to just take your money and pretend like trading is easy. This is what trading is every single day, over and over and over again. If you learn this skill, this is a skill you can have for life. If you don't learn this skill and you're new and you want somebody to give you a handout and do it all for you and you don't do the work, then you're going to be the ones that buy at tops like this. You're going to blow up your account down here, and then you're going to bitch and moan saying the market took your money, which is not true. It's people that don't want to do it themselves, right? So again, I say this stuff, probably will piss off some people. It is what it is. It's the truth. Some of you guys will thank me for it, and then other people will go somewhere else and let some guru pump stocks to them, and then they'll learn the hard way, and they'll be following us on social media, and then they'll come back months later saying, yep, you guys were right. All right. Use market to buy at the time these sells. Yes. So Deborah, again, remember, I'm not saying to do what I do. I'm just telling you the way I like to day trade options. So remember, don't just do it just to do it. Practice in a virtual account. So we'd recommend, open, if you have TD, let's say, or any or Interactive Brokers, use your paper trading account, right? So, or another great way now, because TD is very, if you have TD, they're very inexpensive right now. So, practice with one options contract, right? So if you go to trade with TD and you're trading, right? If you were to practice paper trading and you bought one options contract, I think I have, I don't want to click this right now because it might go out to the market, but it's 60 cents. Right? So it's 60 cents to practice. So again, don't blow up don't just do this, right? You have to have the money and the funds available. But if you have a decent sized account, you're comfortable paper trading, then practice with one options contract, practice scalping, and try making at least more than your commission fee of 60 cents, in and out, right? So yes, if I'm going in with a market order, because again, I'm treating it like I am basically like a pitcher. Just picture this strategy. If I'm doing this, I'm treating this like a low float stock because of the volatility of the options contract. Market order, confirm and send. The moment I confirm and send that thing and I'm in, I go to the monitor tab. I right click, I click sell, I change sell, and I go sell market. And then I have a chart up and I watch. I watch the candlesticks. If it goes my way, if I have a decent, then I'll see kind of where I'm up, if I'm up or down right here. And then, boom, confirm and send, get out. That's what I like to do. Doesn't mean that works for everybody else. That's if I'm trying to scalp, get in, get out. What is my EMAs? Yes, right up here. Blue line on my chart is the 9 EMA. The red line is the 20. The purple is the 50 SMA. And the black is the 200 SMA. And the orange dotted lines are previous clothesline. And dotted orange right here are VWAP. All right, guys, in the trade room, what else you guys say? Oh, Brizzo. I thought Lucian said we were all going to be billionaires in Bali. So it's funny because there's two crowds, right? The crowd in the trade room knows my rants. And I think there's a lot of people that appreciate them. The ones on YouTube are probably like, who's this a-hole? Like, acting like we had somebody one time say, like, who's the guy with the annoying arrogance? That was like the funniest. That was the funniest one. One time we got somebody email us saying, like, calling me annoyingly arrogant. Well, hey, I'm telling you like it is, guys. Some people can't handle it. Nowadays, we live in societies, they just can't handle it. Truth, it is truth. If you don't learn this stuff, if you don't take the time to do this stuff, if you're new, you think trading's easy, you think we're going to like give you the magic formula or the secret, you know, that's why you don't see us in videos with private jets, with cash in front of us, driving Maseratis or half naked women saying, hey, trading is hard, but I have this ebook, wink, wink, that'll make it easier while I'm in my private jet and selling you this false illusion, right? You're looking, saying like, oh yeah, he said trading's hard, but he's in a private jet, which means trading's probably easier. So if I get his ebook, I could probably be in a private jet too. Yeah, you could if you bust your ass and you spend all the time learning all this stuff. This takes a long time to learn. We teach this every day. So I'm just doing a recap stream. We have fantastic mods every day teaching this stuff all day long in our trade rooms over and over and over. I just gave you one style of trading. Dan is different. Rose is different. Angel's different. Creed is different. Signet's different. Signet loves doing credit spreads. Tim is different. Tim does a lot of the longer term trades that we call out. So what I might be looking at a 5-minute or a 1-minute chart, Dan will take, or Tim, he'll go to a weekly chart or a monthly chart and look at the setups on a weekly or a monthly, and then he'll probably go on just like this, right? You'll see something like this. Home Depot, boom, on a monthly chart, moving up, coming back down. All right, so you see right here, this is a hammer off the 9 EMA. Now you can see kind of a morning star pattern within a flat top right here. Breakout, and then boom, look at that, takes off. All right, so now there's all other types of strategies for doing long term, but this is, so this is just to show you guys the same thing works on a longer time, or that's a weekly, not a monthly. But all right, so let me just change it to monthly and see what it looks like on a monthly. So it's a little bit further away, right? So you can see it had a bounce off of that shooting star candle. Little doji, takes off. So if I was on a monthly, I'd watch for something that moves back to the moving average lines or something like this right here. Here's a monthly chart. Here's kind of my flag right here. Boom, moves up, flag, breakout. And then, the other thing is if you wait, remember, if you waited for a close below the 9, it's way back down here, right? Where you could have taken your profits, up there or in here, stuff like that. Sean says Bullish Bears is one of the best places to learn. Don't pay thousands for the same or inferior education. Thank you very much. Deborah says, I understand. I was just curious. Thank you for all your invested time teaching. I use Ichimoku, yes, for trading and even scalping, but I did learn a few things from you today. Thank you again. You're absolutely welcome. Kent, yes, I do 9 EMA, 20 EMA, 50 SMA, 200 SMA. If you like the 13 EMA, you don't necessarily need the 9 and the 20. A lot of times I'll keep the 9. I'll put the 13 on my chart as well, just for an eyeball view. Brizzo says VWAP is quickly becoming my go-to along with 200 and the 9. Awesome. And trend lines, yes. And so guys, again, that brings me back to, if you're new and you don't understand all these lines like I was just showing you, we'll give TrendSpider another shout out. TrendSpider is just, they're an awesome tool right here. If you look under tools on our website, TrendSpider right here, they're an incredible tool. Just to show you again kind of how that all comes into play. Just all you got to do is take the let it reload here. Man, guys, I meant to do a 5-minute recap here today, and I went an hour and a half, for crying out loud. I'm gonna have to tell Angel we're gonna have to make this a private members only contact. Private members only. I gotta figure out what the heck to call this thing. So for you guys that are watching this right now, you get the bonus because we're probably gonna make this video private. Because I gave way too much away on this one. Like way too much. Way too much. What the heck? Come on, TrendSpider. Sometimes you gotta like refresh the chart. Anyways, what the heck, man? Let me see if I can pull up one from earlier today. Let's do this. I'm going to my saved charts and we'll pull up something that I currently posted earlier today. What the heck? Of course, again, I'm the one that always has the technical issues. Oh yeah. All right, let me show you this right here. So for example, like here's a chart right here. So I didn't draw these lines. This is all stuff that you can do, like daily versus weekly, 5-minute versus daily, whatever your chart time frame is. You know, it kind of does the most important, you know, trend lines, and it does it automatically. And you can put any stock you want onto it and just kind of check it out. So I kind of do stuff in my own brokerage account, and then I kind of go to TrendSpider and confirm it. So if you're new, it's a great tool to practice with, right? So again, if you're new to everything, you don't just trade, you don't just buy to buy, you don't buy because something goes off on our watch list or because an alert goes off. Even though we do real-time options alerts, doesn't mean we are not 100% foolproof. We do make bad trades like anybody. We try to limit the losses on them. Don't buy just to buy. Make sure you practice trading. Don't trade with more money than you can afford. But most importantly, guys, like I just want to give you that realistic expectation. If you think trading's easy, if you think it's just going to just happen overnight, if you're not willing to study, like a lot. I don't want to scare you off, but actually, like, yeah, some people say, hey, you scare people off too many times because you tell them, you know, how hard it is. Well, it's the truth. Trading is super hard. It takes a long time to learn. But like any skill, if you invest the time and the energy, you can learn it. You just got to spend time learning. All right, guys. So hopefully this helped you guys in the trade room here and on YouTube. For you guys that were lurking for free today, you got a bonus because I'm definitely going to put this to private. And if you're not a member yet, again, here's my sales pitch to you. Bullish Bears, links below. If you want to try us out, we have a 14-day trial below. We have a day trade room, swing trade room, live streaming. We have trade alerts and our alert setups. So we have 2 different type of trade alerts. We have a day trade watch list, swing trade watch list. We post them every night here. Thousands of dollars worth of free courses. And then here's our take your trading to the next level right here. If you want to upgrade to our yearly and get all of the secret sauce to learning to become a good trader. And then you put it all together and We have lots of fun. We teach every day. We're helping out. Lots of good action. So come and join us if you're not a member yet. Sean, you said, how do you get the options alerts? Right up over here, bud. Right under alerts, real-time alerts right here. All right, guys. You have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you all later. Enjoy.